Guys, welcome back. This is going to be a reading for Cancer. Your next blessing, holiday blessing, just next blessing coming in. Yeah. Okay. Let's get started. Oh wow. I didn't even shuffle. Okay. I don't know if you guys are like having a really hard time with your emotions this week. I don't know if you guys are having like um feeling grumpy, like a Cancer grumpy. Here comes my kitty. He's not a kitty, he's a grown ass man. And I don't know if you guys are like going through emotions this week. I am also a Cancer sun, so I'm wondering if anybody else is too, because since Saturday it's been like just not the vibes. Anyway, I think we're having full moon today or new moon or yesterday. I don't remember anymore. Like I said, I'm just like I'm literally in that mood of like I don't care. I just don't. It's just everything's a lot, and it's like that moment where you just want to. And the reason I'm telling you this is because I know that a lot of times I go through stuff before I do the reading, and then after I do it, it kind of goes away. But also, I am a Cancer sun, so I actually have a Cancer stellium. I have like 4 or 5 Cancer placements. So I'm wondering if that's something that's going on with you guys as well. You guys got all paths lead home, inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. Yeah, so right now I feel like maybe you guys are going through another clearing. It just feels like there's a bunch of clearings after clearings after clearings, right? If it's not one clearing, it's another. Yeah. Just an annoyance with everything and everyone. And I don't feel like this is usually you. This is usually you guys, but it's like it's just this huge annoyance. It feels like you're carrying a lot, you're doing a lot on your own, and if you don't get up and push forward, nothing gets done. And even then, it feels like um, nothing gets done without you. Even when you're pushing your hardest, you're basically the bare minimum is happening, is what I'm feeling for you guys. Okay. But all paths lead home. Basically, again, go within. Make sure you guys are taking care of yourselves. Obviously, if you're feeling this way, it's either your body or your spirit, whatever it is that's clearing out. There needs to be a lot of self love, a lot of reparenting done for yourself. Remember, when your kid is having a bad day, or when you're having a lot of heavy emotions, there's a need to just basically love ourselves. A lot of times, or for a lot of us, we grew up where we were told either fix your attitude or I'll fix it for you, right? We weren't allowed the space to just have our emotions come out and our emotions feel, and for us to just feel our feelings. We were not allowed to have that. So I feel like that's why there's a lot of this happening, because you're meant to reparent yourself. You're meant to love yourself instead of getting angry. Um, just talk to yourself basically like you were your own child, right? You guys also got jump in and Andromedan energy adventure. Say yes to change. Yeah, there's a lot of things changes, and I feel like that's why you keep kind of being told, look, listen, remember to self-parent. Remember, it's basically like teacher, teach thyself, healer, heal thyself. Um, because there's a lot that is you're going to be going through. There's a lot of new opportunities, a lot of new things that you're going to be going through. And you're going to have to learn how to self-soothe, right? And I feel like for most of you guys do know how to self-soothe. It's just a time of having to practice it. If yeah. And then you got child of the cosmos. The intelligence of the universe lies within you. I feel like basically they're telling you like you have all the answers. You know what's going on. You know that there's things coming up. I feel like you already know that I feel like you already know. There's some things that you're not being shown, but there's a lot of things that you already know that there's changes coming. And with the pull of this energy, you're meant to keep your vibration as high as possible, and if not, allow your vibration to clear out. But don't allow yourself to be pulled into the darkness. That's why I feel like it's happening so much, and it does feel like it's happening physically. Let me get one more, and then we'll take a look at the bottom of the deck. That one was reversed. I'm not going to take it. I don't know why. Well, fuck it. The Seeds of Mintaka. Seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to the light. Yeah, so basically, you're starting to see the potential of what things can be. I feel like there's finally going to be movement coming in, and it feels like you've been in a desert because, okay, let me show you these cards, okay? There's Earth, which there's some water in the background, but it's not close to her. It's back there, and you could think maybe, oh, you know, it's almost like she's in a maze, so she can't go directly to the water. And then here, it looks like you're in the galaxy, right? And then here, you're in the cosmos. And then finally, there's water coming in. And how do we manifest? Through emotions. So I don't know if, again, you guys could be crying a lot. There could be a lot of emotions. It's coming up. I want to say this for Cancers especially. I just read this a couple days ago. And there's a study, I think through Yale or University. I can't remember which school it is, but it was one of the higher ones. And there was a neurologist. I don't know what he was. He was a neuro something scientist. And he says that people that cry a lot are actually have a very high EQ. Or have very high intelligence. It's not a sign of low intelligence, because what happens is that people that cry a lot, like let's say Cancers for instance, we cry a lot, but we don't cry a lot for like, people get shit twisted, like they think that we cry a lot for random shit. It's not. We cry very easily, but with things that are like meaningful, that are sad, and even where we're mad, we cry, but it's because our neurons are actually they're processing quicker than most other people, so you're getting to the end of your emotions almost instantly, right? So what happens when you go through the grieving process? You go through, you know, anger and all of this other stage, and finally you go to the crying process where you're releasing that energy. And people who cry a lot or allow themselves to cry, to be emotional, they're getting to that point almost instantly and understanding or seeing forward and just basically releasing at that moment. It's gonna happen the whole reading. It's gonna happen the whole reading. It's you guys, it's me. The deeper I go in, the more it wants to happen. But it's basically a sign of very high IQ, or very, not IQ. IQ has nothing to do with it. You could be low IQ and be fucking smart. I know people with high IQ and are the dumbest people I've ever met. But anyway, if you're wondering why I don't like, I know people are going to come at me. I don't like this part. It burns. It burns. So I actually like release it and then drink, because I don't like the, yeah. I also don't like breaking my yoke. I get mad when people break my yoke. Like, I like it to pop in my mouth. No pun intended. Anyway, everybody has their little quirks, right? And so yeah, that's a high emotional IQ, because you're basically coming to the conclusion, or you're seeing the outcome of a situation before it even happens, and you're allowing yourself to feel those emotions immediately. And then at the bottom of the deck, you have trust your path. If you knew you would be supported, what would you do? Yeah, it's basically understanding that your path is going to move forward. It's starting to move forward, even though it feels like there hasn't been a lot of movement. I feel for you guys, excuse me, Cancers. There's not been a lot of movement, because for you guys, for whoever I'm reading, there was a lot that needed to be removed before you started. It's almost like you've only lived hardship up until the second half of your life, if that makes sense. And it's because you came here let me pull back. You came here to do some really hard shit. Okay? Cancers, I'm obviously biased, but you know, cancers, we get the brunt of it when it comes to love. I feel like cancers to love are what Capricorns are to money, right? And Capricorns and cancers are on the same spectrum. It's like if you're like you're on the same like line, energetic line. Sorry, my they're on the same, I don't know how to, the same basically line. I want to say timeline, but that's not correct. And for example, if you're like a North Node Cancer, you're a South Node Capricorn, and then vice versa. So yeah, I feel like Cancers are what to love, what Capricorns are to money. There's a depth there. There's a depth. And so yeah, you need to trust your path, trust yourself. Um, it's saying take a leap and just trust that you're gonna be caught, whatever it is that you're trying to do right now. I feel like you're already doing what you're supposed to be doing. Um, but again, there was no movement, and it was because there was a maze here. There was a maze of bullshit inside of you, within your mind, within your spirit, that you were unraveling. It was almost, honestly, I heard a house of horrors, like a maze of horrors. Like you were unraveling every thought that was placed in there, every like loop that was placed in there was a false idealism, false patterning, false behaviors, false ideas of what and who you were. You were too emotional. You were too this. You were too that. You weren't pretty enough. You weren't whatever the hell it was. Nobody believing in you. Not maybe even having the help you needed, and all of those things starting to unravel. That is finally gonna hit this the seas of Mintaka, where it's you've reached the water. And I just saw 1212. You've reached the water. Sorry, I am unprepared. You've reached the water, and now that water is going to start moving quickly. It's almost like, not quickly, but quick. Imagine water, right? Imagine water. It moves. It moves. Unlike when you're walking. Water obviously is faster than walking, so it feels like you're moving now towards water. And imagine a turtle being on land versus a turtle being on in sea. Yeah, but it is saying trust your path. Sorry guys, I need a napkin and I have nothing and no one in sight. Percy, he came straight to sleep. I'm not taking that. I was already. Okay. Let's clarify all paths. Look at that. All paths lead home. The Fool. A new start. But it's all leading back home. I feel for you guys, Cancers, it has to be from within as without. For some people, it doesn't have to be like that, but they struggle in other aspects of their life. For us, we have to see the value in ourselves first before we can see the value without us. God. If we can't see that value outside of us, it's not going to match within. And you have to build the foundation first before you, because if not, remember, we tend to be, unfortunately, when we give love and we haven't learned those boundaries, people come in and piss in our garden, right? What's that line that Selena Gomez says? You destroyed my garden because it wasn't yours. And just from my life, I can tell you that, yeah, that did happen because I didn't have my boundaries strong enough at the time, and I hadn't understood the lessons, and I hadn't unraveled that fucking false patterning that was there, that false prison that was in my mind. Now when I tell you, if you want to piss in my garden, you're gonna poor you, because nah, we don't play that game no more, right? But it took a lot of years, and I just saw 1441. Ouch. It took a lot of years for me to get to that point, right? Without losing my heart, without becoming the evil that you hate without becoming the person that you don't want to become, right? Because a lot of people do become hard, but they lose who they are. And the point of Cancer is, yeah, with the jump in, um, there's people there's community that's coming in to help you. Ow, why am I getting like a weird sharp, like a weird, ow, that's so weird. That hurts. You know, like when you hit your funny bone? That's what it feels like, but I'm not hitting my funny bone. So I don't know if some of you guys are going to hit your funny bone. Or again, this has something to do with nerves, something about your nervous system. That really hurts. I don't want to put my arm back down. Ow, see? What the fudge? Okay, there is collaboration coming in. There are people that are going to come in, to help you, or maybe just hold space. They're going to come in, though, to collaborate with you. I do see another woman and another man. And then I see two black cats. So you could have two black cats. You could have multiple clats. I was going to say clats. There is people coming in to help you. I feel like you've been doing this all on your own, and it's finally time for you to come in because you finally see yourself how other people see you. I feel like you don't see the value in you. You didn't see the value in, yeah, like with the Queen of Pentacles, Charles, the intelligence of the universe lies within you. You already know the answer, but you keep doubting yourself because doubt was placed within you, and that was something that was still, that I feel like that was like the last piece of the puzzle. And again, there might not have been growth, but the growth has to match the inside as well as the outside. Like I said, for you guys, unfortunately, Cancers, and I say unfortunately because it probably seems like it's been a lot more difficult for you, especially when you're building something very, very, this is something that's going to be earth moving, right? This, I feel like I'm seeing like stepping stones, and what your biggest breakthrough is going to basically, it's going to be the hardest. The rest is going to be easy peasy, because once you open that door, there's no stopping you. Once you've unraveled that chain, that that web of nightmares, once you break that first one, there's no stopping you. But that first one is going to be the hardest because you spent so years being told that you weren't good enough to break the first one, believing that you couldn't do it, believing what you were seeing. And the fact is that it wasn't working out. What you were trying to build is because you didn't believe in it, not because other people didn't believe in it, because you didn't believe in it. Yeah, you feel like there was a lot of people just, you felt like a lot of people didn't support you. You felt like you felt, what's the word I'm thinking of, selfish. Feel selfish with supporting you with their, I'm just getting selfish, like people were very selfish with their energy with you, selfish with their support of you, selfish with their love for you, selfish. It was just very selfish. Clarify the season Mentaka. I just heard a bath. A bath. You guys need a bath. Epsom salt. I have I use my ritual bath salts. A ritual bath salt right now to release would be really good for you. It will help to move the energy along. Moving a lot will help as well. Yeah, the Season Mentaka, the Page of Pentacles. There's going to be movement. There's opportunities that are now going to come in. But it's because you kept pushing. With the Ten of Cups at the bottom in reverse. Ow, fuck, that keeps hurting. I don't know what that is. And you guys can go through every one of my videos. That's never happened before. With the Ten of Cups in reverse, but you're getting the Ace of Pentacles. You're unhappy. You feel like your home and your house is unhappy because there's been a drought. But you're getting the Ace of Pentacles here. Because you keep pushing forward and you're reaching water. You're reaching water. I was going to say land, but they said no. You've been on land. Crabs don't like land. They like water. That's where they belong. Water. Right? but you're reaching with the Ace of Pentacles, technically it's land, because remember, earth, growth, but for you it's water. You're reaching water, and you're finally drinking from, you're satiating that that thirst. But for you, you manifest, everybody manifests through emotions, through water. But even though it's weird, I'm seeing it almost like, yes, you're reaching pinnacle and it is earth energy, but for you, it's water. You're getting water, the needed water. I'm just hearing the fountain of youth, but I don't feel like that has to do with your youth. It can. Maybe that's where you're finally going to start being able to have, you know, unfortunately, we live in a country where if you don't have money, you're not healthy. I'm sorry. You can say whatever you want to say. Oh, I take care of myself. I can do this. I can do that. If you don't have money, you don't have dental care. You can't. You know how much a root canal is? You know how much one root canal is. So if you have a toothache, if you're not rich or you don't have money or you don't have health insurance, um, even then, premiums, what they cost, thousands of dollars on teeth work, right? Um, all of that stuff, vitamins are expensive. All of that stuff, to be healthy, you actually have to have money. Like I saw this meme, and you know how they're always doing those memes where it says like, oh, if I won the lottery, I wouldn't tell anybody, but there'd be signs, and then it's like four different pictures. But this person had done like some getting her teeth work, getting healthy. It was all things that like literally we should have as a birthright as humans. But we don't. We don't have that. You don't have, a lot of people don't have health care, or they're paying out the wazoo. Like you can't even afford to get sick, right? Um, yeah, no, it's just, this is what I'm talking about. It's almost like you're reaching the fountain of youth, and with the incoming, the things that are coming in, now you're going to be able to take care of your health. Your family's going to be able to, you're going to be able to take care of your family. I know my kids have a ton of allergies. One of my daughters has something like 20 allergies, and we didn't realize that she didn't have a chicken allergy. She had a poultry allergy, and on Thanksgiving, she got so sick, and she's been sick ever since. And you know, it's difficult because they're like, oh, just shop cheap. Well, you can't. I can't buy eggs. I can't buy chicken for her. You know what I mean? Like those kind of things. And I just saw 222, but with the Ace of Pentacle coming in, it feels like you're getting the fountain of youth. Basically, like things are gonna start moving so that you can heal. And I've said this in other videos. Like if I was offered health, or if I was offered $1 billion, I would take health a million times over. Um, just from somebody that's been sick since birth. Like for somebody with several autoimmune conditions, having a day where I didn't feel pain or any kind of side effect, yeah, a million times I would take health over money. Because there's a lot of things that money can't buy, like peace. And they say happiness, and yeah, you could, you know, buy a home and all of this and all of that. There's a lot of people that die that have a ton of money that they can't fix their illness. They can't rebuild the body. They can't heal certain conditions, right? So what I'm seeing is going to be a change in your health, in your wealth, in all of that. All right, let me get you guys some guidance card, Cancers. Oh, my elbow is feeling weird. There's some kind of weird ass. I don't know. Let me know if this is happening to you guys. You guys got dance. Find your heart's rhythm. Yeah, step lightly and swing with the melody. Close your eyes and let joy lead the way. Yeah, there's a lot of joy coming in. And friendships. Be with the ones who make you shine, who love you and really care. Keep those and let the others go. Yeah. Yeah. Yep. I was going to go into a rant, but I'll save that for another time. Just about friendships. Anyway, Cancers, I love you guys so much. I hope this helped, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.